Welcome back to the Beauty Bulletin, your biweekly roundup of the biggest stories shaping the beauty world right now. Let's dive in. First up in industry news, Henkel snaps up Olaplex in a $1.4 billion cash deal. Olaplex Holdings Incorporated has entered into a definitive agreement to be acquired by global consumer and industry giant Henkel for $2.06 per share in an all-cash transaction. The deal represents an equity value of approximately $1.4 billion and a 55% premium over the company's closing stock price on March 25th, 2026. So this acquisition aims to pair Olaplex's science-led prestige brand with Henkel's expansive global reach and resources. Key expected benefits include professional channel strength, combining complementary relationships with the global stylist and salon community. Omnichannel reach will also be enhanced, meaning that Olaplex can merge their strong North American direct-to-consumer retail presence with Henkel's international footprint. Innovation is also expected to accelerate with this acquisition, specifically around product development and the adoption of advanced technologies. Upon closing, which is expected in the second half of this year, 2026, Olaplex will continue to operate under its existing name and brand, but will no longer be listed on the NASDAQ. Advent International, which has backed the company since 2019, will fully exit its investment. Amanda Baldwin, the CEO of Olaplex, noted that the acquisition marks an exciting new chapter that will, quote, accelerate our product innovation and expand our reach, end quote, as part of the Henkel platform. Basically, in yet another K-beauty news story, K-Beauty World brings 17 viral Korean beauty brands to Ulta Beauty Marketplace in as little as 9 weeks. So K-Beauty World, which is a curated retail concept created by Landing International in partnership with Ulta Beauty, is expanding its presence on the Ulta Beauty Marketplace with 17 must-have Korean beauty brands. This gives U.S. shoppers faster access to Seoul's latest innovations before they hit traditional retail shelves, dramatically compressing the timeline between Korean viral moments and American retail availability. So, the 9 weeks in this story. In-store launches typically take at least 9 months. K-Beauty World brands will debut on the Ulta Beauty Marketplace in as little as 9 weeks. That compressed timeline allows Ulta Beauty to respond almost in real time to the beauty trends that are spreading through social platforms like TikTok, delivering the newest products and ingredients to U.S. beauty enthusiasts faster than ever before. Sarah Chung Park, the CEO of Landing International, said, quote, K-beauty trends move incredibly fast, and the brands that are viral in Seoul can take years to reach the US. Ulta Beauty Marketplace gives us a faster and more reliable way to bring the brands everyone is talking about in Korea directly to Ulta Beauty guests, end quote. So the K-Beauty World lineup on the Ulta Beauty Marketplace currently features 12 brands. I will list them down below because it's better than me trying to pronounce everything, but it currently has 12 brands and 5 additional brands are going to be joining by May. The curated selection spans 9 skincare, 5 hair care, 2 body care, and 1 color cosmetics brand, offering a broad spectrum of Seoul's most exciting beauty innovations. Standout products include Menokin's 30 Seconds Quick Bubble Mask, Vidi Vici's Skin Illumination Mochi Primer, and Kasunori's Eyelash Tinting Serum. So one of the platform's biggest success stories so far has been Dr. Malaxin, which has consistently ranked as the most loved brand on the Ulta Beauty Marketplace. I remember they were the number one on TikTok Shop, I believe, after Black Friday last year, if I am remembering that correctly. Its Peel Shot Exfoliating White Rice Ampoule and Peel Shot Exfoliating Black Rice Ampoule have each sold out 3 times. Building on that marketplace momentum, Dr. Malaxin will expand into all 1,500 Ulta Beauty stores nationwide in May, demonstrating how the marketplace is functioning as a launch pad for broader in-store distribution. So, if you have good recall, you might remember just a few minutes ago when we talked about the Henkel Olaplex acquisition that Advent International, who had been backing Olaplex since 2019, would be fully exiting its investment. But don't worry, it's not sitting around for long. The next story, Advent International is set to acquire majority stake in Salt and Stone. So, Advent International has agreed to acquire a majority stake in the brand Salt and Stone, supporting the next phase of, you guessed it, global expansion for the Los Angeles-based body care brand. Salt and Stone was originally founded in 2017 by former professional snowboarder Nima Jalali and has carved out a distinct niche in premium body care by combining effective high-performance formula with a fragrance-led positioning. Jalali created the brand to address what he identified as a gap in the market for products that meet the demands of an active lifestyle without sacrificing the elevated aesthetics or complex fragrances typically reserved for luxury skincare. The brand has since built a global following and strong multi-channel distribution, with products available through Sephora worldwide, as well as Amazon, and select international retail partners, including Space NK. Its deodorant is currently ranked number 1 in its category at both Sephora and on Amazon. With more than $165 million in revenue and double-digit growth across all channels in 2025 alone, the brand is among the fastest growing brands in premium body care, selling a deodorant every 5 seconds. Do I need to try this deodorant? I'm intrigued. We don't have any details about our terms of this transaction, but we do know that the partnership is, of course, supporting further product innovation and international retail expansion. Here's a quote from David Pareski, a director at Advent International. Quote, "We are thrilled for the opportunity to partner with Salt and Stone, a truly exceptional brand that stands apart in the premium body care and wellness space for its ability to blend experience, performance, and a compelling brand aesthetic. Nima and the Salt and Stone team have built something rare, a brand with deep consumer loyalty, outstanding products, and an authentic purpose that resonates with today's consumers around the world. At Advent, we have a long history of partnering with distinctive founder-led beauty brands to help them achieve their global ambitions, and we see that same opportunity at Salt and Stone." End quote. Jalili also had a quote to say, quote, "From day one, I set out for Salt and Stone to be a legacy brand built to last for the next 100 years and beyond. With our incredible team and Advent's partnership, I have never believed in that future more than I do today. Advent shares our vision of building for the long term and will enable us to continue to redefine the category. This is just the beginning for Salt and Stone." End quote. And rounding out industry news, Glossier is going to close 9 out of their 12 stores and trim its product portfolio. Now, you might have remembered past stories on the Beauty Bulletin about all the changes that have been happening in Glossier. They just went through a round of layoffs and a new CEO. And so as part of this change, they've decided they're going to be closing a lot of their brick and mortar stores. So the actual timeline for this is they're going to close 9 out of its 12 stores over the next 2.5 years, leaving just 3 flagship stores in New York, Los Angeles, and London. Colin Walsh, the company's CEO since October of 2025, confirmed the new strategy to the Business of Fashion, explaining that he is looking to start over, basically. Over the last few years, the company has struggled with changes in customer behavior. Its golden era was really under the founder, Emily Weiss, when the brand provided exactly what millennials wanted. And then Gen Z kind of changed the demands and the trends, and Weiss withdrew from her position in 2022. When Kyle Leahy took over, she had tried to transform the company, teaming up with Sephora for shelf space. Before then, you could only get Glossier online. And she also tried expanding into new beauty products. While results were mixed, Glossier did have a lot of success with their scents, especially their You Do, which I believe is expanding now as I speak with more offshoots of that line. But they were always kind of running behind competition like Rhode and Merit, according to Business of Fashion. And so now Walsh, who formerly was the CEO of Way and Procter & Gamble's specialty beauty arm, really is aiming to make a more radical change, starting with store closures and trimming Glossier's product catalog. So the goal behind Walsh's new strategy is to return the company to its original positioning and provide quality over quantity. Walsh told the outlet that the closures and other changes are needed to concentrate on, quote, true expression of where this brand has been and where it needs to go, end quote. The CEO explained that the majority of Glossier locations were more of a headache than a benefit, and he decided it would be better to let big retailers like Sephora and Space NK handle Glossier's sales. And the remaining 3 stores that are going to stay open are going to be transformed into what Walsh calls playgrounds. These would host events, offer programming, and would provide a space to test new ideas. These stores, so like I said, in New York, in Soho, the other one in Los Angeles is on Melrose Place, and in London, it's in Covent Garden. These are chosen to remain as they drive 55% of store revenue and 60% of new customers. So Glossier originally launched in October of 2014, which is making me feel oh so old because I remember this. But they launched with only 4 items. And then over the years, obviously it grew its business, but it also shifted away from kind of that original concept, the idea of having just what you need, basically. Kind of what Merit, I think, goes for now. So by 2023, the brand started releasing products almost on a monthly basis. So it pivoted away from that original track of wanting to kind of just have the basics and needing to keep up with all the trends. So another quote from CEO Colin Walsh, he says, quote, "We became a product company across a lot of categories versus this curated brand focused deeply on the customer's needs in life," end quote. So now he plans to focus on the brand's core products like their Cloud Paint Blush and their Boy Brow Eyebrow Gel. However, it will start doubling down on their fragrances as the company has seen double-digit growth in this sector. A Glossier spokesperson told Fast Company, quote, "You can expect more surprising programming and innovative experiential moments in our flagship stores that are always rooted in our community-driven storytelling, which is at the core of our brand," end quote. All right, moving on to beauty launches. Let's start with Figure One Beauty. Figure One Beauty is bringing dermatologist-created, clinically tested skincare to Sephora.com, promising prestige-level results at a more accessible price point as it debuts 8 streamlined SKUs on the retailer's platform. This marks a major retail milestone for the New York-based brand, which has already entered global prestige channels like Mecca in Australia and New Zealand, as well as Cult Beauty in the UK. On March 17th, Fig One Beauty officially went live on Sephora.com and positioned the brand directly alongside established prestige skincare names. The launch reflects growing consumer demand for dermatologist-developed formulas that are rigorously tested yet still financially accessible, bridging the gap between clinical credibility and everyday usability. The initial 8 products form a tight regimen built around clinically proven actives and barrier-supportive formulations designed to simplify routine rather than overwhelm shoppers with dozens of options. Each product is dermatologist developed and third-party tested, which the brand highlights as central to its promise of measurable efficacy. So an example of this is their retinol. They actually have their retinol split into 3 different levels. So you can slowly build up retinol as your skin becomes more used to it. So they have level 1, which has the smallest amount of retinol, level 2, which goes up a little bit, and then level 3, which is their highest. And their whole product lineup ranges from $26 to $66 with even lower pricing on refills. Forgot to say that. You can also buy little refills, making consistent long-term use more realistic for wider audiences. From the outset, Fig One Beauty has positioned itself as a challenger to traditional luxury skincare, arguing that consumers often pay a premium without seeing better outcomes. Here's a quote from Kimmy Scotty, one of the co-founders of Fig One. Quote, "We built Fig One to prove that effective skincare shouldn't require prestige prices. Many luxury skincare products cost hundreds of dollars without delivering better results. Fig One was created to bring dermatologist-developed skincare to consumers at prices that make consistent use possible. Launching at Sephora puts us directly alongside our favorite prestige brands where we believe our formulas truly compete," end quote. Fig One Beauty is also leaning into sustainability with those refill options. So most SKUs actually feature refill options, which enable customers to repurchase the product without replacing the entire packaging, which reduces both cost and material waste over the long term. The line uses airless light, tight packaging to protect active ingredients from degradation, helping ensure formulas remain potent from the first pump to the last. As part of its launch, Fig One is now recognized as a Clean Planet Aware brand on Sephora.com, signaling compliance with the retailer's clean ingredient and environmentally conscious standards. And another launch that's really just a relaunch, coming back launch. Shu Uemura is finally back in the UK. The legendary Japanese beauty brand, best known for its beloved lash curler, one I have owned for over 20 years, as well as their cleansing oils, is once again available to British shoppers, this time via Amazon. Here's a quote from Caroline Sisombat, the head of marketing at L'Oreal International Distribution Europe. Quote, "We are thrilled to announce that Shu Uemura's world-famous cleansing oils are finally back in the UK. Their long history and iconic performance, adored by makeup artists worldwide, left many loyal users saddened when the brand withdrew from the European market a decade ago. But the wait is over. Imported directly from Japan, they are now available to a wider audience." End quote. Back in 2017, L'Oreal confirmed the brand's withdrawal from the UK as part of a wider global efficiency strategy. The company chose to prioritize newer brands within its luxury division and refocus its portfolio geographically, particularly towards Asia. The exit didn't signal declining relevance. Products were still available through select international e-commerce routes, but it did leave a noticeable gap on British beauty shelves. The man behind the brand, Mr. Shu Uemura, wasn't just a founder. He was what we recognize today as a disruptor. Born in Tokyo in 1928, he became the first Japanese makeup artist to break into Hollywood. But his greatest accomplishment? Changing how we think about our routines by championing the idea that cleansing is both the first and last step of makeup. His skin first philosophy, or the idea that beautiful makeup starts with beautiful skin, is exactly why the brand has maintained its cult status for decades. That and its commitment to professional grade artistry, sensorial textures, and signature Japanese research driven innovation. Leading the relaunch is the Ultimate Sublime Beauty Cleansing Oil, the brand's all in one cleansing hero and a global bestseller with one bottle sold every 6 seconds. And if you're a US listener, you've always been able to shop them. So, let's celebrate our UK friends also getting access by buying some of our own too. All right, celebrity partnership time. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about Kendall Jenner and her 818 Tequila landing its first beauty collaboration. This is kind of an interesting episode because people keep kind of popping up throughout all of the stories. But Kendall Jenner is bringing 818 Tequila out of the bar and onto the beauty shelves thanks to a new collab with the body care brand of the moment, Salt and Stone. Their partnership introduces Amber and Agave, a limited edition scent collection designed to capture the energy of a pre-game ritual with friends. Here's a quote from Kendall Jenner. Quote, "This collaboration was inspired by one of the best moments of any night out, the time spent getting ready with friends and mixing up cocktails. Salt and Stone and 818 both celebrate rituals and magical moments, and we are so excited to bring the brands together." End quote. Founded by Jenner in 2021, 818 Tequila is already an award-winning drinks cabinet mainstay, but this collection marks the brand's first ever foray into the beauty world. It's not just a gimmick either. Like all Salt and Stone fragrances, the scent profile is a sophisticated, warm-on-skin blend that translate 818's popular tequila and añejo into high-performance body care. This scent has top notes of vetiver and tequila, a heart of dark plum and agave, and a dreamy base of vanilla, amber, and white musk. The scent is available in 2 different formats, a $38 mini trio set featuring a deodorant, a body wash, and a body mist, and a $49 candle. Here's a quote from Nima Jalali, the founder of Salt and Stone. Quote, "Our goal with collaborations is for them to feel fun and push us creatively. Developing a scent with 818 gave us a unique lens to work through, drawing inspiration from the desert landscape and smooth tequila notes." End quote. The 818 Tequila and Salt and Stone collection is now available to shop online and will also hit Sephora.com on April 10th. And rounding out this week's Beauty Bulletin, we have a little bit of a penalty for Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder was hit with a $750,000 penalty for including PFAS in makeup that was sold in Canada. Canada is not messing around, everyone. Estee Lauder's Canadian arm is facing a major environmental issue, with Estee Lauder Cosmetics fined $750,000 after an Ontario court found that it violated the Canadian Environmental Protection Act in connection with forever chemicals used in eyeliner. During a routine inspection in May of 2023, Environment and Climate Change Canada officers found that certain Estee Lauder eyeliner products sold in Canada listed, here we go, perfluorononyl dimethicone, a per and polyfluoroalkyl substance, as an ingredient. Good Lord, if you knew what I said, let me know. This is technically a PFA. So under Canadian Environmental Protection Act, using this particular PFA in cosmetics is classified as a significant new activity, which triggers a legal requirement to notify the federal government before import, sale, or distribution. That way, regulators can assess potential health and environmental risks. Estee Lauder, however, failed to provide this prior notification, breaching subsection 81.4 of that Canadian Environmental Protection Act. And then on June 8th of 2023, after discovering the PFA's use, officials issued an environmental protection compliance order outlining steps the company had to take to come back into compliance. Estee Lauder did not fully comply with the order, resulting in a second offense under that act and ultimately 2 guilty pleas before the Ontario Court of Justice. Ugh. And then on January 13th of this year, the Ontario Court of Justice imposed that $750,000 fine for their 2 violations. Beyond the monetary penalty, the company's name is being added to Canada's Environmental Offenders Registry, a public database of corporate violators of key environmental laws. Estee Lauder must also notify its shareholders of the conviction, amplifying the reputational impact in capital markets and with ESG-focused investors. Ooh, I'm sweating. You'd think I got in trouble. Whew, not the list, not the public list. Okay, so let's talk for a quick moment about what a PFAS is and what I'm even talking about. Perfluorononyl dimethicone is a silicone-based PFAS used to improve hold, durability, and water resistance in makeup. PFAS are often called forever chemicals because they persist in the environment and can accumulate in living organisms, raising concerns about long-term health effects. Canada treats the introduction of certain PFASs in consumer products as activities that must be flagged in advance, allowing authorities to decide whether restrictions, conditions, or further data are needed before those products hit the market. So this is a little bit of a warning shot for the beauty industry. Canadian authorities are willing to use the Canada Environmental Protection Act's full enforcement toolbox, including these large fines and public shaming, to police cosmetic ingredients. Non-compliance can lead not only to substantial financial penalties, but also to product recalls, seizures, binding compliance orders, and lasting damage to brand trust, especially if there are any highly toxic or persistent substances involved. So for beauty and personal care companies selling in Canada, tighten up those ingredient checks, abide by the rules, and be timely with any notes that come your way. From more K-beauty mania to a severe Estee Lauder penalty, that's your roundup of this week's top beauty stories. Stay tuned for the next Beauty Bulletin as we track the shifts shaping how we shop, wear, and experience beauty. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone you think would be interested in listening to the podcast. Until next time.